March 26, 1944. While America was fighting tyranny in Europe, a 66-year-old black minister in Mississippi was about to be hunted down and murdered for owning something he had earned, for protecting something his family built over 57 years. His name was Reverend Isaac Simmons, and according to the Equal Justice Initiative and historical records, he controlled 278 acres of debt-free land in Amite County, Mississippi. Land his family had owned since 1887. This was extraordinary. Most black families in the South had nothing. Reverend Simmons had wealth. He had land. He had legacy. Then in 1941, rumors spread that there was oil beneath Mississippi soil. 6 white men decided they wanted his land. According to documented accounts and court records, they approached him demanding he sell. He refused. Wait, so he did something that terrified them more than any refusal. He hired a lawyer to protect his family's property. That decision cost him his life. On March 26, 1944, the 6 men showed up at his son Eldridge's home. According to testimony recorded in trial documents and the Burnham-Nobles Digital Archive, they lured Eldridge into their car, then beat him. They screamed at him, calling him and his father smart niggers for hiring an attorney. Then they drove to where Reverend Simmons was working. According to the records, they dragged him a mile from his home into the woods. They beat him with clubs. Then they did something that shows the pure savagery of what they intended. They cut out his tongue. He couldn't speak. He couldn't cry for help. He couldn't plead for his life. Then they shot him 3 times. They left his body on the road. The mob's message was clear. It was delivered to Eldridge. According to documented accounts, "You have 10 days to get off this land, or you'll be next." The family buried their patriarch and fled Mississippi that night, leaving behind 278 acres they had built with their own hands over 57 years. According to documented court records, the land was transferred to white ownership. Simply transferred. No trial, no justice, no accountability. Only one man was ever prosecuted. He was acquitted by an all-white jury due to lack of evidence, even though there were witnesses. According to trial testimony from November 1944, Eldridge and the family members who survived refused to name the perpetrators. They couldn't. They knew that if these men were convicted, they would be murdered too. The mob had made that clear. Not a single one of the 6 men who murdered Reverend Isaac Simmons ever faced prison. Not one. The land became theirs. The wealth became theirs. And Reverend Simmons became a footnote in a history textbook that America refuses to teach. This is the story they erased. In 2024, descendants of Reverend Simmons petitioned the government to return the stolen land. The petition was denied. Statute of limitations, they said. Never mind that the statute of limitations is irrelevant when a crime was never prosecuted. Never mind that the only reason it wasn't prosecuted is because the system protected white murderers over black victims. Think about the mathematics of American racism. A black man builds 278 acres of wealth over 57 years. He protects it with a lawyer. For that act of self-preservation, he is brutally murdered. His family is terrorized into exile. His land is stolen. His murderers walk free. And 80 years later, his descendants are told, "Too late, statute of limitations." That's not justice. That's not history. That's the architecture of white supremacy. It's the system working exactly as it was designed to work. While America was fighting against tyranny overseas, the tyranny at home didn't pause. It accelerated. It became murder. It became theft. It became the legal theft of 278 acres in a man's life, in a family's legacy. Reverend Isaac Simmons deserved better. His family deserved better. America deserved better. But America chose this. America chose to let the murderers walk. America chose to erase the story. America chose to protect the land thieves and forget the patriarch. According to the Equal Justice Initiative, Reverend Simmons was one of at least 14 black people lynched in Amite County between 1865 and 1950. 14 in one county in 85 years. And we call ourselves a nation of laws. His name was Reverend Isaac Simmons. He was murdered on March 26, 1944, for owning land and daring to protect it. He was 66 years old. His tongue was cut out. He was shot 3 times. His family was exiled. His murderers were never convicted. And this year, as we celebrate Black History Month, we celebrate a man America worked very hard to erase. Because the story of Reverend Isaac Simmons is the story America doesn't want taught. It's the story of how wealth was stolen, how murder was legal, how the system protected the murderers and condemned the victims to forgetting. Drop a comment if Reverend Isaac Simmons deserves to be remembered. Share this if his family deserves justice. Follow for more documented stories they erased from history, because forgetting is how they won. Remembering is how we fight back.